Since y'all liked it the last time I tested it out, it was a lot of good feedback, not only on the stream, but on youtube.com/Hokage highlights. They liked it in the comment section. I found an easier way for me to talk about games that I got to preview, because I'm not gonna lie, my time be super tight these days. Where basically, whenever I get to preview a game early, I'll just write my thoughts out, script it out, share it on social media, then I'll share it on the stream. Because I know most of you niggas can't read. Don't get mad. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. But I'm going to read out what I wrote. And then at the end, I'm going to take questions from y'all. So if you have any questions about Pragmata and any other games going forward, I'll do this too, because it's just a more streamlined way to work, basically. So yeah, I got early access with Pragmata, which is the new third-person action shooter from Capcom. It comes out next month. They actually announced that they're moving up the release date 1 week early, which is a sign of confidence. I've been reading other people's previews. A lot of people have been very impressed. I was very impressed myself. So I'm like, it seems to be there's a genuine consensus that the game is good. Let's see, what we want to do. What kind of music we want to go with for the? It's time for a dramatic reading, man. Wait, what's this? I don't even know what this is. What's this? The fuck is this shit? Yo, shout out to Killer Frost with the sub. I'm gonna just go with the Mass Effect. All right, here we go. Shout out to Killer Frost with the get the subs. Let's talk Pragmata. Hold your questions until I'm done reading. I will answer any question I'm capable of reading to the best of my I'm capable of answering to the best of my ability, but keep in mind, before we even get into the questions of the reading, I don't know every fucking thing about this game. I got 3 hours of early access time with the game. Let's talk about it. I got early access with Capcom's Pragmata, and I left that play session feeling very impressed. I'm legally obligated to warn you that your bank account is in danger in 2026, but not because of the Reapers. It's just too many amazing games dropping. Here are my first impressions. Let's start with the positives. Pragmata at its core is a third-person shooter that mechanically feels like Resident Evil. Makes sense, it's Capcom. But what makes it stand out is how the android girl Diana is utilized in combat. When close enough, the player is prompted with the option to slow down time and enter a grid-style puzzle. On this grid, there are damage bonuses. The player has to figure out the best route to reach the attack bonuses before the enemy can get their hands on them. At first, you might want to play it like it's Uncharted or The Last of Us, but ultimately this game is about controlling the spacing and not getting greedy. It gave a Souls-like feeling to me, but it still felt like it was its own thing. You have to know when to stick and move and when to use your hacks, because the tougher the enemy, the tougher the puzzle as well. This simple mechanic is one of the most interesting concepts I've seen in a game in a while. It scratches an itch for me mentally that I didn't know I needed until I tried it. All of which, by the way, you can try on a free demo. It's available on PC and PS5. Just know the build I played is different from the demo. It's further along in the game. But anyways, this simple flip on a third-person shooting had me sitting up in my chair during the entire demo because it was thoroughly engaged my mind, which I liked. It felt like a mix between Watch Dogs 2's hacking and BioWare's tactical power wheel found in games like Mass Effect. Complementing that is a slew of weapons that offer different playstyles outside of the starter pistol. You can slow enemies, shotgun them, there's a decoy gun, and more. Ammo wasn't scarce for these special weapons, but they also weren't common. I'd say ammo drops for special weapons were uncommon, which calls for some level of resource management. You'll want to manage them too, because there's a certain red zones hidden throughout the game where the toughest enemies spawn. In those red zones, you'll have to fight off waves of the toughest enemies in tight corridors. But if you survive, you're rewarded with worthy upgrades. I found these red zones to be thoroughly engaging as they tested your puzzle-solving reflexes, knowledge of the weapons, and control of the spacing. I think what shocked me most about the gameplay loop is it does contain some Souls-like elements, which I liked. By the way, I don't mean the game is super hard. I'm gonna go on and explain. There are rest points sprinkled throughout the map. Whenever you hit a rest point, you heal. but the enemies do respawn, so if farming is your thing, that's an option. There are, these same rest points can be used to return back to your base where you can upgrade Hugh's suit, which is the name of the main character, the guy in the space suit. You can upgrade things like damage, health, ammo, and more, and there's also a perk system for your suit. Perks do little things like take your suit to the next level, such as extra damage if your health falls below a certain percentage, and many more other things. There was a ton of perks, by the way, but I just didn't want to spend too much time writing about that. You'll see when you play the game. The catch is perks can only be unlocked through discovery, exploring. So this game will reward the player for exploring the world, which I liked. As for the world, I describe this game as a semi-open world game, which I wrote in parentheses, thank God, because, oh my God, especially after Crimson Desert. And Neo 3, I just cannot do these open world games, just big for no fucking reason. This felt like a game you will be able to finish. And by you, I mean me, nigga. By you, I mean me. From what I can tell, as you progress the story, it unlocks new levels, and each level is large, but it's not overwhelming. I always had a sense of where I needed to go, but the game does offer just enough extra to chew on those for those who want to explore. Think Lies of P's level design, not Elden Ring. I always had You'll want to explore too, because not only are there perks for Hugh's suit, but collectibles that you can use to bring back to base. An example being, I found a children's slide set in the open world. I brought it back to base and set it up. The little android girl Diana got excited and started to play on it. From there, it unlocked new dialogue options where you get to know both Diana and Hugh better. This doesn't just happen at bases with collectibles either. During the main mission, the duo ran into a family living room with food on the table. Diana says she thought it was inefficient to have to eat 3 times a day. Then Hugh goes into this whole spiel about how family time at the dinner table offered more than just physical nourishment, but it was a bonding experience for humans. It was a very heartfelt moment that ended with a joke that I won't spoil, but let's just say she's an android, or a Pragmata as they call them in the game, and oblivious to human nature. That moment made me smile because outside of the cool action moments, there's some solid writing here. It damn near feels like clanker propaganda. I was like, damn, they really want you to like this little robo girl. I wish I could tell you more about the story, but we only got 3 hours with the game, and from what I could tell, it has something to do with society gone missing, and it's up to Hugh and Diana to try to unravel the mystery. I will say the world is genuinely interesting and something I want to further explore. I think it's due to the art design and the use of color. The level we got to play on was a recreation of Times Square in New York, but it was overrun by evil robots. Our demo ended with a boss fight against a large robo spider. It was awesome. That sense of scale and urgency was top notch. I forgot to mention this earlier, but the level design of this game lends itself a lot to the verticality, so you have to look up and down when exploring. This verticality also manifests itself in the boss fight, so not only was I shooting, but jumping and solving complex puzzles once I figured out how to drop its shields. Also, I'll add this in there, when you're exploring with the verticality, there will be areas where there's like secret treasure chests and you have to figure out how to use your suit to optimally jump there. So there's platforming, right? You have to time to jump correctly with your dash, only for the platformer and pros, if you catch my drift. So I would describe it as a third-person action puzzle platformer. It's a lot of interesting ideas going on in this game, but it works. This game knows what it wants to be, and if you take the time to learn its systems, there's a lot of fun to be had here. Based on what I played, I wouldn't be shocked if it earns a Best Action Game of the Year nomination, or maybe something more. I'm not saying it will. For clarification, I'm not saying this is a Game of the Year nomination. I'm not saying it's gonna get Best Action Game of the Year nomination. But what I am saying is, based off what I played, I am excited, and I wouldn't be shocked if it does earn it, especially because a whole bunch of other previews came out today, and they seem to agree with what I'm saying. This shit is gas. I need to see more, like what's the story looking like? But based on what I played so far, I wouldn't be shocked if this game ended up being one of my personal favorites of the year. Pragmata has shot up to the top of my most anticipated games of 2026, which is funny because it wasn't even on my radar until Capcom dropped their free demo on December 11, 2025, and that's a fact. Translation: game developers, please release more free demos. especially for new IPs. That's how you get people excited about your game. So that's the positives on Pragmata. Let's talk the negatives, which there are not many, by the way. All right. The negatives. Truthfully, all my negatives are nitpicking. I honestly don't have any glaring red flags coming out of this showcase. The first thing I'd say I'm iffy on is the story. The writing for the dialogue between the two heroes felt strong and engaging, but with a 3-hour demo, it's hard to gauge the overall plot. This game would be incredibly fun from a gameplay standpoint, and this game could be incredibly fun from a gameplay standpoint, or a complete dud when it comes to the protagonist's motivations. Only time will tell with that one. That is a super nitpick. All I'm saying is I don't know if the story is good or not. I couldn't tell from fucking playing the game. I just couldn't tell. All I can tell you is the interpersonal conversations, the person-to-person dialogue was good. But is the plot good? I don't know. It could be trash. The second thing I'm going to nitpick are the chase drones in the open world. When exploring, you will come across these lightning fast drones that you have to catch them in a timely manner or they'll get away. So you'll be exploring these open areas, fighting enemies, and these drones will be taunting you. They're faster than the rest of ones, and you have to chase them around. And this kind of plays into the platforming I was talking about earlier. You're running and jumping, trying to catch this thing, and then when you get close enough, you'll be able to activate the hack and shoot it, but you have to do it it's testing your reflexes and your ability to solve a puzzle really quickly. The problem is, I only ran into 2. One I was able to get, the other one I didn't. When I tried to reload the zone, the thing wasn't there again. I don't know if that was a bug, a glitch, or if that's how the game is supposed to play. I probably should have asked the devs, but I didn't, so I don't know how that works. Hopefully it was just a bug or a glitch in the build, because I could see that being, if it doesn't respawn naturally, I could see that being annoying for completionists that want to get 100% on the game. So I'm leaning more towards it was probably a bug or something. I think the mouth sync on the voice acting could be better as well. When Diana would speak, I noticed at times what she said didn't match the animations of the mouth moving. And just to be clear, it's not the worst thing I ever seen. It wasn't like Mass Effect Andromeda. It was just, and I'm nitpicking, the voice acting was just a little bit off. It could have been better, and I think they can clean that up. It does break immersion a little, but not a deal breaker for me and an easy fix. Last thing I'd like to mention is optimization. I played on the PS5 and it ran fine, but there's no way for me to predict how the game will run, especially because this game is gorgeous and could push hardware. I was told optimization was a priority for the dev team, hence why the PC demo dropped first, but will they stick the landing for the full release? Only time will tell on April 17th when the game drops. Once again, that's me nitpicking. It ran fine on the PS5. We played on the PS5. I played the demo on PC. It ran fine, but there's no way for me to predict how the full game will run. With these vertical slices, a lot of times they are optimized, but I don't fucking know, man. That's a nitpick. So really, I'm gonna be honest. 2 of the things I said are really big nitpicks, and then 2 I think are valuable, like actual fair criticisms. No PS4, no PS4, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. No fucking PS4 for you guys. So in conclusion, if you couldn't tell by my struggle to find negatives, I loved what I played. My stream is officially a Pragmata waiting room. And then I did a quick little pros and cons for people who were scrolling basically and don't want to read all that because I know motherfuckers don't want to fucking read. So yeah. Third-person puzzle shooters, unique and engaging. The combat is fun. It's a fun challenge. I didn't think the game was easy, but I didn't think it was hard. It's somewhere in the middle. I'd say it's a fun. It's not. When I say it has Souls-like elements, I'm just meaning like gameplay loop elements, but not it's difficult like a Souls game. There's a perfect dodge in the game. I didn't mention that in the paragraph, but there's a perfect dodge that slows down time when you pull it off. Shit's fire. You know I love that shit. Tons of upgrades and mods. I didn't say this in the paragraph, but there are Easter eggs. The reason I say it in the paragraph is because I didn't want to spoil it for anybody. But if you're one of those gamers that loves exploring the world, then you look up and you see a poster and it's a poster of a previous Capcom or something paying homage to previous Capcom, that's all over the game. I love that shit. Semi-open world level design, lots of verticality. The world is genuinely interesting and fun to explore. Every enemy has a unique weakness for you to discover and exploit. Fluid animations, gorgeous art design, soundtrack is fire. Entertaining dialogue between the 2 characters. And then, like I said, for the cons, mouth sync on the voice character was a hit or miss. The chase drones didn't respawn, but could have been a skill issue. And then I have no idea what the story's about. I'm gonna add one more in here now that I'm thinking about it and I'm sitting on it. And this is just me saying I'm not sure about it. It's not really a con, it's somewhere in the middle. But when the full game comes out, I'm curious to see how many enemy designs are in here. Especially because enemies respawn like Souls games when you rest. I hope there's a lot of different enemy types to fight. It would get boring if you're fighting the same things over. That being said, I did see a lot in that one little demo alone. I saw a ton of different enemy types, and each one had its own unique puzzles, and you had to sit there and mix and match and master them, so it was fun. Get the likes up, get the likes up. All right, and there's proof of me being there. That's me at the Capcom office. I'm downloading the demo. Download the demo, it's free. I will say, hey, check it out. I will say before I get into the questions, if you download the demo right now, available for free on PS5 and PC, that's what originally got me interested in the game. I liked it, and I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to Pragmata. But the demo that I played, the level that they let me play, it's not in the demo that you guys can play. That's when I was like, oh yeah, this is some other shit. I'm fucking with this. Like, so if I'll tell you this much, if you like the demo that's available to the public right now, I think you're gonna love the full game. Because what I played was way better than the free demo, way better. I'd go as far as to say, I think the free demo undersells the game. It undersells the game because there were gameplay loops in there that I was like, oh, this is not in the demo. Reminds me of Jedi Survivor a little bit. All right, so if anybody's got any questions, I will do my best to try to answer what I can. Keep in mind, I only played for 3 hours. I don't know every fucking thing about this game. But the demo on PC ain't sell it to me. That's fine. Why are you typing in all caps? You really want us to know you don't like the game. That's fine. You didn't have to type that in all caps. Oh, shit. Does it expand on the little mini games, but they have for effects like different types of buffs? Oh, okay, yeah. So the puzzles inside the shooting, yes, it does. One thing I didn't mention in the paragraph is not only are there like damage buffs, but there are like physical finishers that you can unlock. And then you'll unlock like special animations if you do it. But then those things are kind of hard to pull off because usually the route to get to them is much longer. And if you got 5 people attacking you at once, it's not ideal that you pull it off. But yes, there are different perks inside of the puzzle grid that you can unlock. And I thought that was cool. Does controller feel better than mouse and keyboard? Never touched it on mouse and keyboard. I can't speak to that. All I can say is I played it with an Xbox controller and now a PlayStation controller. I was able to pick it up and it felt good. Is the combat like combo based or like a trigger? I would say more of a trigger. It's not like a fighting game. I'm more excited for Crimson Desert, but it's dope to hear Pragmata's looking nice. True. Are the puzzles Silent Hill level difficulty or more towards Ragnarok? Neither. They're not that hard. The puzzles inside of the fighting, it's more of a test of your reflexes. So like the grid will pop up and there will be a certain sector on the grid that's green and you have to figure out how to get the dot to the green as quickly as possible because some of the dots will be red and if you run into it, it'll reset it. It's not hard. It's more so about trying to figure out how to get to the green under pressure because you're also being attacked at the same time, but I wouldn't say they're hard. It's more of a test of your reflexes. Does the game have baddies in it? I didn't see any. I don't think so. I think it's kind of like a lonesome space adventure type shit. 1 second. Let's see. Is there a skill tree for Diana? That I don't know. I do know you can upgrade like her stun ability, but I don't know how deep that went. That's a good question. I don't know that one. I mostly saw the upgrades for Hugh. So I can't speak on that one yet. Have we discussed Crimson Desert yet? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. The videos on Hokage highlights. Did they share anything about Onimusha with you? Even if they did, why would I tell you? I would be under NDA. And the answer is no, that's not how shit works. We're talking about Pragmata. Are there more weapon varieties? Yeah, there's a bunch of different weapons. I think I saw I got to test like 5 or 6 different weapons. Yeah, like I said, there's a decoy gun. There's a gun that slows the enemies. There's a shotgun. There's a sniper. I think there's environmental damage you can do too. So like there'll be certain rooms where you can bait the enemy into like a certain area with the decoy gun, and then you can flip a switch and you can laser them all with like a burning laser. It was pretty cool. How's the voice acting? I thought it was good. I liked it. It was good. Didn't blow me away, but I didn't hate it either. It was passable. It felt like an 8 maybe. Did you see any world puzzles like for entering a new area? There are areas where you do have to punch in, like, there's sort of puzzles, but they weren't hard. I don't know. I can't really speak too much on that game, on that part. Capcom been killing it lately. I would agree. Most of these questions can be answered by trying the demo out. Man, well, they're here already. When it comes to the overall environment, is it pretty mixed up or more of a constant loop? Well, I only played one level, so I can't speak on everything. All I can tell you is the level that I played, I really liked. You start off basically downtown New York, and it looks really pretty with all the lights and the taxis, and there's big ass robots that are high level enemies roaming. But then when you bust a left or a right, it takes you into more tight corridors, like little sciencey areas and stuff like that. There were like rooftops with like gates and stuff like that. I feel like there was a good amount of different type of level design, but it's hard to tell what the overall game would be like because that was just one level. Do you only drop these first impressions on Twitter or do you drop them on Blue Sky? I don't have Twitter. I only put it on Twitter. Blue Sky, that shit dead, unfortunately. You got to fight the big ass boss? If so, how was it? Yeah, I did. That shit was fire. I got footage of it. I didn't show like the ending, but this is my actual footage of me playing the game. I just cut it up. But yeah, there's a... God damn it, I should have put the fucking gameplay in the background. My dumbass. But yeah, this is at the end. This is what you fight. This big ass, I don't know what it was. I guess it was like a spider or some shit like that. It was pretty cool because it has like a bunch of shields. So you got to figure out how to drop the shields. And then after that, it unlocks like complex puzzles that you have to shoot at and shit. Can you change the difficulty? I didn't check that. But I'm going to be honest. I didn't feel like the game was that hard. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about right there. So somebody asked, are there different perks? See, if you land right there, it'll give you like extra shields or whatever. But that's the main one you want to do to get the damage. How's the camera work in the fights? I liked it. It was cool. I like the camera more in this than Crimson Desert, but the music was hidden. The music was fire. The music was fire. I think he's holding the sniper rifle right there. But is there a parry? Nah, not to my knowledge. There's not really much like, it's more of a third-person shooter. All the physical stuff that he does from what I saw was, what's that shit? It was just like animations that you unlock, like finishers and shit like that. Can you hold more than one perk in the demo? Yeah, the demo, no. And the demo, I don't even think it lets you play with the perks. In the version that I played, the build, I think you can hold 3 perks at a time. Like you have a storage of like, there were mad slots to unlock too. But like you can only have 3 equipped at a time, I believe. Let's see. I think this is 4K footage. I'll put this shit in full screen. There we go. Is the PS5 demo, there was a save spot to walk on. I wonder if the suit upgrades are available through there. Yeah, that's where that's the save point. So like those when you run into that ladder in the demo, it doesn't let you go down it. But in the version I played, you can, so like they'll be all sprinkled throughout the level. Those are rest points. At any point, you can go down the ladder and go back to your home base to upgrade your suit. So you don't have to wait till the end of the mission to upgrade your suit. You can do it in the middle of the mission, which I liked. And it also unlocks new dialogue options when you go back to the base. So it kind of reminded me of Mass Effect a little bit, where you go back to the home base. If you find collectibles, like I said, I found a toy slide for her. She started playing on the slide as well as a TV, and it forces conversation between the two characters. Weirdly reminds me of The Surge. It's nothing like The Surge. But a bit of a, like Death Stranding. I don't know. I ain't played Death Stranding. Does the demo carry over your progress? Nah, because I think the demo is a vertical slice. I don't know if that's in the full game. Can you increase the amount of ammo you hold for each weapon? I believe so, yes. Because I think I did upgrade that. Don't quote me on that. I'm like 50-50. I believe so. I think I did. I feel like the suit gives me a bit of Vanquish design. Yeah, like a more clunky version of the shit. Yellow paint sections? Nah, there's no yellow paint to my knowledge. There's no yellow paint. You got to figure out how to traverse the environment yourself. I was gonna wait for a sale, but I might just buy it at launch. You can still always wait till the reviews come out. All I can say is that I'm excited about it. And you know, the interesting thing too is like, I feel like people complain. This is what it's like to be a content creator. People swear you hate everything, and then you say you like something, and because half the comments on my Twitter on my Twitter post, half the comments are like, oh, how much did they pay you to say you like this shit? I'm just like, bro, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you want to be a content creator, just have your own fucking opinion, bro. This shit's fucking annoying. Like, do we like games or not? God forbid I like something. That's Leon under the suit. Plot twist. Will ball and gun gamers enjoy this game? I know you're being facetious. You're trying to be funny. I don't want to say definitively ball and gun gamers will like this, but what I will say is there's potential for them to like this. It depends on how much they resonate with the whole grid styling hacking ability. I don't know if they'll like that part, but the basic shooting and jumping, I feel like ball and gun gamers will like, as well as the world and the story. So I think it's a 50-50. Didn't see no paid allegations on the Crimson Deserts post. Right. And I said I like that one too. Shit's funny. It's got a gun. Yeah, but it's also got some thinking. Cause like, you see how fast he did that puzzle on the top right? I was paying, this is me playing the game. So like, this is how fast I was able to do it because the combat clicked with me. But I was watching other creators that were at the event. They were moving really slow. So I do feel like this game is going to resonate with people who have quick reflexes more versus other types of people. It's not going to be for everybody, the puzzle and gun, because I definitely saw some creators struggling with the mechanics. Maybe I had an advantage because I had already played the demo. I don't know. But even with the demo, I don't feel like it took long for me to click. Like, and I really like that shit. Smile at the camera if you think Crimson Desert's good. I'm allowed to talk about Crimson Desert. I've already said I thought it was good. I've dropped a video. I talked about it on stream. I put out a tweet. You YouTube niggas, man. I don't know, man. The skill gap I'm here for. Yeah, there's a skill gap. Like, you said YouTube, please shut the fuck up, bro. Guys, he's gonna get to it. Chill out. The game comes out later this week, so I mean, I'll be on it, bro. I like the puzzle mechanic is different, and it changes from enemy to enemy too. Like, the bigger, the more tougher the enemy, the harder the puzzles that you have to do. He just wanted you to smile, right? Bring back games with skill gaps. I'm just curious to see how people will gravitate towards the mechanics, because I could see some people calling this game trash just because like the puzzle mechanic doesn't resonate with them the way it resonated with me. I have a feeling the reviews are gonna, damn it, the shit moving. Shout out to Rocket Okage with the super chat. Why do we have to keep doing this, YouTube chat? Does it play like Vanquish? Not at all. It's not as fast paced as that. From like a basic mechanical standpoint, I'd say the shooting feels akin to Resident Evil. Not as heavy. It's like somewhere in between that. It's not Uncharted, Last of Us, but then it's not Resident Evil. It's somewhere in, like, the character Hugh has a little bit of weight to him, so you have to think a little bit how you're aiming. But you also have a dash mechanic. You can slow down time too if you do the perfect dash. So like, it's its own thing. It's its own thing. I will say it leans more towards arcadey though. So not Unga Bunga. It didn't feel Unga Bunga to me, yeah. Do you feel like the puzzle bonuses were absolutely necessary? Oh yes, oh yes. I tested that. You have to do the puzzles. If you don't, because his starter pistol has unlimited ammo. It's like energy based, so it takes time to reload. If you do not do the goddamn puzzles, when you're shooting that pistol, I swear you were doing like 1 to 2 damage. But then you use her hacking ability and that one turns into 100. So absolutely, it's not as effective. The only time you don't have to use it is I did notice like every enemy had a weakness. So if you find their weakness, some of them are pretty obvious. It'll be like something red glowing on their back. You can shoot their back and that'll do bonus damage. But then why do that when you can also do the puzzle, then shoot the back and do a shit ton of bonus damage? So it's 100%. If you want the optimal playthrough, you're gonna have to master the mechanics. Did they say any other cities you'll be able to explore? Nah, they didn't. I would imagine there's probably going to be other recreations of other cities too, because something about humanity is missing or some shit. I don't know. Looks like this game has a lot of heart and it would fit a wider audience. I like that, actually. I don't know if people will gravitate towards it because it's a new IP. Did you get any auto fire weapons? Oh, you mean like an AR? Nah, but that doesn't mean it's not in the game. Can you chain puzzles for combos? I think there's, so sort of, from what I remember, I believe you can upgrade her ability to hack people faster, so you can kind of chain them together. But don't quote me on that. What I definitely know though is that you can unlock a ability to hack multiple robots at once, because I unlocked that. So I was able to hack 2 and 3 robots at a time to slow them down when you're getting hit with like mobs and shit like that. So somebody asked earlier if there was upgrades for Diana. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's right. Actually, right there. Yeah, see, right there on the screen. Yeah, so you can upgrade her hacking. That's what I did. I love when the footage backs up what I'm about to say. Totally by accident. No, the game's not coming to PS4. No, it's not coming to fucking PS4, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's the upgrade menu. You can see there's a bunch of slots for shit. And then mind you, let me pause it. Mind you, those are hacking upgrades for Diana, but then you have upgrades for your weapons, abilities, and attachments. And there's a lot of different slots, so it'll reward for exploring. Can you re-upload when you want to in game, or you have to wait for the clip to be empty? Can you reload? That I don't remember. I believe you can though. For some reason, this reminds me of it doesn't play anything like Vanquish. I played Vanquish, guys, literally on stream. I promise you, it does not play like Vanquish. I think it's because the suit is like white. It kind of looks like a fatter version of the Vanquish suit, but I promise you that it does not play like Vanquish. How people on Twitter are gonna play Pragmata. Let me see. Hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube. How gaming Twitter plays video games. Oh, hey, just remember who started the Rad Brad joke. Look at these niggas stealing my shit. Not everybody talking about using Rad Brad. Just remember who started that shit. That's fucking funny, man. I'll probably wait for y'all to talk about it in the pod before I buy it, but it's on my radar. Oh, it comes out next month on the 17th. Yep. Capcom may have 3 Game of the Year nominations. Shit is crazy. The motion, man. That's all I got to say for it. Anybody got other questions? I can move on to the next batch of articles. Looks like Death Stranding. I didn't play Death Stranding. I can't speak on it. Have you seen the new Spider-Man trailer? Ain't that like a 10-second thing? I wish they moved the release date up again. Have half of y'all played Vanquish? That game is really fast. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, y'all keep saying Vanquish. I don't think y'all played Vanquish, bro. Nah, I didn't try mouse and keyboard. I only played on controller. The full trailer drops tomorrow. True. So I'm gonna end this because I don't see no new questions. I'm gonna end this by saying I think it's worth picking up, but it's up for you to decide whether or not you want to play the game. I know Crimson Desert's coming out. People balling on a budget. Am I playing Crimson Desert? Yes, for the millionth time. Dropped a video. Went to a whole event. Uploaded the video. Put out a tweet. Freaking, you said any frame drops? Nah, it was optimized on what I played, but you know, take that with a grain of salt. These vertical slices, you know how it is.